News now. Efforts to improve and extend the supply of electric power across the country have taken one step forward today. This is following the extension of a 17 billion shilling loan to the country's sole power distributor Kenya Power by Standard Chartered Bank. The loan will fund Kenya Power's countrywide power grid expansion plans as well as the upgrade of its various systems across the country. The power distributor intends to acquire more transformers among other electrical equipment in the next 1 year as it seeks to connect 1 million new power customers between now and July next year. The company's managing director, Dr. Ben Chumo, has said the expansion drive is in anticipation of ongoing expansion of the country's electricity generation capacity to 5,000 megawatts by 2017.
Part of this 190 million shillings has been used to refinance some debt that has been going on between us and Standard Chartered Bank, amounting to 70 million US. The projects that this money is going to, most of them are substations, take about 20 months to be completed.
Kenya's public transport sector is said to be worth an estimated 250 billion shillings. Small wonder then that many consider it to be a lucrative sector to venture into. And that includes those who produce the interesting graffiti artworks that epitomize Kenya's Matatu industry culture. Patrick Igunza sought to find out what makes the Matatu graffiti industry tick.
Hii track inaenda kwa wazi wote wa ma3, dere wa ma3, konda wa ma3, pia kama unapanda ma3, necessary noise.
That song, which rocked Kenyan airwaves about a decade ago, was dedicated to the men and women who dominate Kenya's public transport scene, the Matatu men. Apart from being a source of livelihood for many, Kenya's Matatu sector is distinct for the flamboyance that defines it. From the trendy graffiti works on the outside to tastefully designed interior art that is often complemented by the deafening on-board sound systems. Roy Mungai is one of the individuals that derive a living from adding color to Matatus, with designs inspired by celebrities, national and international figures, events, or even mere imagination.
It's a chain of people, because before you get the design to the body, you have to prepare the works through a comp, and there's somewhat different to that.
I first met him 2 weeks ago at the same function where President Uhuru Kenyatta gave this directive.
Na ndipo tunasema tunataka hata hawa vijana muwasaidie, hawa wanachora. Hiyo ni biashara pia ya vijana wetu. Yeah. Na muangalie njia tu itolewe tu pahali ambapo inaweza kucause maybe lack of visibility nzuri na nini.
Itakuwa ni kitu poa kwetu.
Aje yani.
Kiwax job yani itaisha.
True to his expectation, business has been booming since then. Having just completed graffiti works on one Matatu, Roy is now working on another Matatu, with 4 more clients queuing for his services.
For now, we are 4, and some are in the office, and there's one here, and there's another one who is supposed to be on a different vehicle.
From the early years of the Matatu sector, this creative industry has only had 1 or 2 players. But over the last couple of years, a lot more have joined the fray. The future of Roy's business is now looking brighter and sharper than ever. And that's especially considering that in the 3 to 4 days and a souped-up Matatu later, Roy is never less than 50,000 shillings richer. The going price tag on some graffiti artworks can go up to 200,000 shillings.
It depends with the graphics, because there's some which are complicated. If it's a airbrush and maybe it includes a lot of paintwork, it might take 2 weeks, 3 or a month. Vinyl stickers like this one won't take too much time. It may take maybe 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Yeah.
Brian Ochieng, the treasurer of a Matatu circle that operates along Nairobi's Outer Ring Road, says the cost of transforming these vehicles into a mobile fine art piece is a necessary cost Matatu owners have to live with.
Parodi 5.6. Hiyo nimekubalika na kila kitu na ngoma na kila kitu. Mpaka interior umeweka leather.
But why spend such an amount on a PSV, I ask?
Kama hujasuka gari inabakisha do kidogo. So na kama ni loan itakuwa period sawa sana. Haina ukisuka gari within 2 years imejilipa. Income yake itakuwa poa.
A sentiment echoed by Nelson Masharie, who has been a Matatu driver for the last 12 years.
Kama mfanyikazi pia utakuwa do yako uko juu, mwenye gari pia do iko juu. Pressure ile gari maybe ikifika stage kabla ijae. Kama sasa hivi mimi nikienda town ni one time tu kupiganisha tu kama nimetoka.
And so the president's nod to the return of artwork on Kenya's public service vehicles provides a green light to these artists to go back to the drawing board and come up with ideas that will not only ensure that they continue to earn a living, but also leave many marveled by the creativity that has for long defined Kenya's Matatu culture. Patrick Gunza, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, if you don't believe that money can grow on trees, you might want to change your mind. And that's because Peter Ambogo, a farmer based in Nyeri County, rakes in at least 130 million shillings every year by selling the apples that he grows at his farm. More on how he does it on our weekly agribusiness segment, Smart Farm, with Dennis Otieno.
At a glance, Peter hardly looks like a man who is in his late 50s. Yet, in about 2 years from now, Peter Wambogo will be 60 years old. Peter owes his youthful looks to a fruit that is associated with good health, the apple, a fruit he's been cultivating for the last 14 years.
Ilinipendeza kwa ajili nilikuwa mlimaji wa kahawa. Nilionelea iko pesa hapo kwa ajili kilo moja nilikuwa nikinunuliwa kilo moja 280 kwa kilo. Nikaonelea matunda hapo iko bei kuliko kahawa. Nikang'oa kahawa kwa ajili inaniletea shida.
Since then, Peter has never looked back. So dedicated is he to apple farming that he has even devised a way to make his apples sweeter by grafting apple varieties he obtains from deep inside the Mau and Aberdare forests onto his apple trees.
Nikachukua miti ile niliona kwa msitu, ile ilikufichwa ni wa Mau wakati ya msugu. Ile ipo nilitoa kwa msitu, nikaja nikafanya 12, ikatoka tuda ya kuota kilo. Na ikawa tamu kuliko ile ya msitu.
From just 12 trees in 2000, Peter now has 1,100 trees on this 2-acre farm, which is located in Nyeri County.
Ipo haina madhara na haina hasara kwa ajili sasa ikiwa tayari haina magonjwa ati upige dawa, haina hasara. Hata wateja wanakuja hapa, haina hasara ati ya kupeleka.
A county whose predominant cash crops are coffee and tea. Peter harvests his apples twice a year. Each apple retails at between 50 and 100 shillings. Now, with 1,100 apple trees on his farm, Peter can comfortably say his money literally grows on trees.
Vuna mara 2 kwa mwaka. Na matunda ile inakuwa mingi. Mti unachukua 2,000. Ni matunda ya Disemba na Januari. Nikavuna miezi 3.
In his first harvest, Peter gets 2,000 apples per tree, with the second harvest yielding about 500 apples per tree. A quick calculation shows that Peter makes 125,000 shillings worth of sales from each apple tree on his farm. Apart from selling apples, Peter has established an apple tree nursery from which he sells about 10,000 seedlings every month to potential apple farmers. He sells each seedling at 1,000 shillings. Dennis Otieno, Smart Farm.
Continental Reinsurer African Reinsurance Corporation has announced that it is looking to tap into new opportunities in Africa to grow its business portfolio. Hassan Boubrik, Africa Re's chairman, said the company is banking its business growth expectations on the expansion of global businesses into Africa, as well as the expansion of the continent's middle class. Speaking at a press briefing, Hassan said the firm expects its business in Nairobi to grow by between 15% next year.
We are in talks with South Africa. It's an ongoing process. Other new countries like South Sudan, we have also had some discussions. Even we have invited them formally. I think the other countries, we are still negotiating with them. But
now, hundreds of children and adults with cleft lips from Murang'a and the neighboring counties are set to benefit from free corrective surgery being performed at the Murang'a District Hospital by a team of 18 medical practitioners. Martin Monene now has the details.
This child and hundreds alike will soon be able to smile courtesy of this team. A group of 18 volunteers have embarked on correcting this condition that affects about 1 person in 700 live births. The free medical camp, which has been organized by the Pokea Afya Foundation in collaboration with the county women representative Sabina Chege, will be on for 5 days.
These are patients who have got cleft lips and cleft palates. That means patients who have got gaps on top of their lips and also the roof of the mouth, which means that they cannot be able to talk. If they are adults, they are not able to eat properly. And if they are children, they cannot even be able to breastfeed or even be able to have a life that you can call alive, because most of the parents are very distressed. They have a life that they are 24 hours kind of taking care of these patients.
Besides the cleft lips surgery, the team is also carrying surgery on burn scars to give the victims a new look. Ahadi Kenya Trust CEO Dr. Stanley Kamau, who is part of the organizers, called on locals to turn up in large numbers and take advantage of the free health initiative.
Today, we are not here to do the issue of jigger infestation. We are here to deal with the issue of disability. And if these people will be told not to come out because they'll be embarrassed, they're going to be filmed, they're going to be taken photos, I think it's just reckless and baseless.
A cleft lip is a birth defect that occurs when a child's lip does not form properly during pregnancy, leaving a gap on either lip of the child. Martin Munene for Citizen Live at 1.
Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero wants the judiciary to help increase the number of Nairobi county courts, as the current courts cannot cope with the thousands of cases piling there. Kidero made the remarks after receiving Chief Justice Dr. William Mutunga, who paid him a courtesy call this morning. Nairobi County Executive Committee members, the head of the county's Public Service Board and the County Assembly Speaker were among those present during the meeting.
Our Speaker of Nairobi County Assembly, bring you once again to Nairobi City County, and thanks for taking time to be with us, headed by the legal advisor.
Maneno ambayo tumejadiliana vile tunaweza panua the justice system kwa ajili kwa city county. Sisi cases ambayo zinatufikia ni karibu 20,000 kwa mwaka, na ingefaa tuko na magistrates watatu.
As you know, the judiciary has been spearheading the this couch of dialogue, because we are convinced that is the way to go. The relations between state organs, county governments and national government need a lot of dialogue.
Well, and
wow,
still fascinated by that piece to camera by Patrick Igunza.
That was creativity at its highest. I watched it last night, and I had to watch it again just now just to confirm if I was not dreaming. And it's true, he was actually speaking. I have no word to describe it.
He was graffiti.
He was graffiti. Pretty much. But the last time I saw you, you were attempting to ride a motorbike.
No, Michael Jenga
was the one
attempting to give me a ride on the motorbike.
Because I saw you close to the motorbike, but I wasn't quite sure.
I don't trust his riding skills.
So you left it at that?
I left it at that.
And I wondered what happened when the lights and the camera went off, but you and I will talk about that a bit later on. But we are here now to discuss sports. Of course, the big news are the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Yes. It's happening in Equatorial Guinea in 2015, actually early 2015. So lots of qualifiers yesterday, lots of upsets, but also lots of celebrations as well. So we have quite a bulletin and a surprise, which I'm not going to talk about until we get to that. So you need to keep it. And actually a surprise guest. Let me be a bit more specific, and you need to keep it Citizen for that. So we'll be right back after this short break.